Hello, my name is Kyle Limbo, and this is my Project 2 final report. So the project I chose was the student management system, and this is basically the video that will be showcasing all the code, I guess, and how like it all works. So I created this project by in four different sections. Technically five if you include the main, but I created four um, classes. First, we have the assignment class, the class, the student class, and the teacher class. So let's go to the I guess the one of the first classes. So the assignment class, well, if you just read this comment here, is a base class that provides information about the assignments the students have done and is a base for the class and the student class. So in this class, this is basically the class that creates the assignments for students, and then the student class and the class will end up taking the information from this class and creating the outcome of the student classes or the student's assignment grades, and the class will use this to calculate the final grade. So here we have the default constructor overloaded, and then the getters and setters. We have the get assignment class name, the set assignment class name, the assignment's name, the assignment points, set the assignment points, and then the private data to store the name of the class's assignment, to store the name of the assignment, and to store the points. So then here's the .cpp file of the, this was the header file. Here's the .cpp file of the assignment class. So here's just the default constructor. Here's the overloaded constructor, and then the setters and getters, and it's like, yeah, just returns the name, returns the class name, returns the points, and then sets the name and then class name points. Now going to the class, this is a class that provides information about each class and derives from both the student class and the assignment class. So this class will end up taking information from both the assignment and the student class. So just like the assignment header, it has a default constructor, overloaded constructor, and then setters and getters. This has the get the class's name, sets the class's name, gets the class's teacher's name so that it knows which teacher is like teaching this class. This is set the class's teacher's name, and then this gets the students' names, get the class's students' names. So this like allows the class to know which students are in this class, and then sets the class name, and then get the class ID, set class ID, and then here's the private data. Same thing, to store the name of the class, to store the name of the class teacher, and then etc. Here's the .cpp file of the class. Here we have the default constructor, the overloading constructor, get the class name, set class name, teacher, teachers, set teachers, blah blah blah. The same thing, literally basically the exact same as the assignment .cpp file. So now this is basically the main like thing, because this is the student management one. So like you're trying to figure out the information of a student. So here is basically the biggest class of them all. A base class that provides information about each student and derives from the assignment class and is the base for the class. So this takes the like I said before, this takes the information from the assignment class to then calculate the grades and yada yada yada. So here basically everything is the exact same. Default constructor, overloaded constructor. Here's the getters, get the student name, student's email, get the student's classes, get the student's IDs, get the student's exam, get the student assignment grade, and then get the student's final grade, and then get the student's attendance. And then same thing with the setters, set the ID, set the exam grade, set the assignment grade, set the final grade, set the attendance. And then here's the private data to store the IDs of the students, to store the name, email, class, assignment, blah blah blah, same exact thing, same explanation. And then here's the .cpp file of it all, of the student.h file. So default constructor overloaded, get name, blah blah blah, set name, blah blah blah. And then here I created a calculation for the final grade. So get the student's final grade using a final grade calculation. So I return the assignment grade and the exam grade, and I multiply it by 40. So the weight of the exams is 60% of the grade, and then 40% is the assignment grade out of 100. And then here's you get the final grade, and then get students' attendance, and then set the students' attendance. So those are the three classes, and here's the final class, the teacher class, a base class that provides information about each teacher and is a standalone class, but it is used in the main.cpp. So this class doesn't derive anything from the other classes and isn't a base for other classes. However, it is still used in the main.cpp file. So same exact thing. We've already done this multiple times. Default overloaded constructors, get names, set emails, blah blah blah. And then here's the .cpp file. Oh yeah, in this one there is an ID counter. So this to store the ID counter interval of a teacher. So this is basically the set ID while this gets the ID. So like in the .cpp file, the teachers, they have an ID by a counting variable. So like how many teachers there are. If there are 4 teachers, then the 4th teacher will have an ID of 4, and that's how I count. And that's how in the actual program, that's how I select a teacher using their IDs. I'll explain once I get to the .cpp or the .main file or whatever. And here's basically the exact same as all the other .cpp files. Overloaded, default, get teachers, set teachers, yada yada yada. And then here's the final base. Dang, it's 47 minutes. Wow. Here is the final base of the program, I guess you can say. So in my program, I had 2 use cases that I decided to choose between. So my first use cases was files, and then my second use case was inputting. I decided to choose the input use case. So how it basically works is that in the main.cpp file, I can create a new teacher and a new student. And so basically the process is teacher and then name, their email, and then the classes they teach. Classes they teach. And so basically, like, here's an example. My professor, Mr. Chen, then just a fake email, and then he teaches computer science and I guess engineering. That's an example. So then we move on to the next step. Create a new student with their name, their email, their ID, their exam grade, assignment grade, and the attendance and the classes they take. So here is a created person I just made up, Ethan Honey. This is his email, this is his ID, this is his exam grade, his assignment grade, the attendance, or like the date of it right now, and then the classes. So then this will end up printing the list of teachers. This asks the user to select a teacher. This then, if the user incorrectly inputs something, then it produces this output. Then the same thing goes with selecting a teacher, and then it shows all the selected teachers, and then you click you select a class or select a teacher, and then it goes to select the class, then check if the class is valid, and then same thing, it produces a invalid message if you incorrectly do it. Then same thing, get the selected class and print its students, and then select the student and then invalid, and then here's all the information. And here's the calculation for a student's attendance. So you can type in any date and it will produce a outcome between either present or absent. So here's an example. Here it is loading. I've already reached 10 minutes. Wow, this is really long. I did not expect this. So here's the output of the entire program. So like I said about the teacher ID, there are 3 teachers that I have created, and the first teacher's ID is 1, the second teacher's ID is 2, and the third teacher ID is 3. So select the teacher by typing in their ID. If I decide to not do that, let's type in Mr. Chen. It says I said to enter the teacher's ID, so it makes me redo it. So let's choose Professor Chen. So then after selecting a teacher, it shows the classes that Mr. Chen teaches. So he teaches computer science or teaches engineering. Select a class by entering in the class name. So let's enter in computer science. Now, as you can see, there is an error. Invalid class name. Make sure you enter the correct name or the name completely correct. Uppercase is included and no empty spaces. So I wanted to type in computer science with no space. So now I have to restart the program. So let's just restart it. ID 1, classes, computer science. And then here's the students. So students in computer science, there are 2 students, Ethan Honey and Carol Lumbo. This is their email, and then this is their ID, and then their final grade that was calculated from their assignments. So let us do students in computer science. Let's type in their name. As you can see, same input, invalid student name. Make sure you enter the correct name or the name completely correct. Uppercase is included. As you can see, I did not type in uppercases, so I have to now restart again. So here's 1, computer science, and then Ethan Honey. And here is all the information of a student. So there's their name, Ethan Honey. Their email is milomilo@cougarnet.edu. Their ID is 314290. Their exam grade, they got a 97%. Their assignment grade, they got an 88%. So that calculates getting them a final grade of 93%. And as you can see, their attendance is 426, 2023 present. So now what we can do is we can now edit the information. So we can change up their name. So we can do, instead of this, we can do Kyle Lumbo, like me. Their email would be let's just do Kyle. My ID, let's just do a random ID of like 4 numbers. Their exam grade, let's say I'm failing this class, so I got a 50 on the exam, I got a 20% on the assignment grade, and let's see if I was present during 424, I guess. And the classes will be the same. So here we go. Let it update and produce a new thing. So here's teachers, computer science, Kyle Lumbo. As you can see, my ID is now really short. My email has changed, the name has changed, and the final grade is now calculated at 38%. And here it is. As you can see, here's my name, here's my email, this is the ID, this is the exam grade and the assignment grade, and there's the failing grade of 38%. And it seems that I was actually absent in April 24th of 2023. So basically that is all my project is. You can go into the other teachers, check the other classes, and see how they're all doing. Let's see, Chancellor Ortega, they were absent on 426, but they have a really good grade of 94, and basically it's all the exact same for all the other students. So that's basically it of this project. Thank you for teaching me in this class. You're a great professor, same with the TAs, and yeah, that's basically it. Please give me 100, and yeah, that's it. Have a good summer. Thank you, and bye!